Hi everyone, my name is Alicia Salcido. Welcome to our Week 5 multimedia discussion for MPA 540. In this presentation, I want to do just a refresher on the interview process for CalFresh. In this presentation, here are just a few items that I kind of want to review. I'm going to present a YouTube video that just kind of reviews the application interview process for CalFresh. Then we're going to be reviewing the worker schedule page, what should be done before the interview, what should be done after the interview, and then an interview guide tool. So I'm going to go ahead and first play the video about the CalFresh application process.
Quality workers' job is to determine whether benefits will be granted and what those benefits might be. We're looking to remove any barriers to participation in CalFresh by helping people apply and stay eligible for this important nutrition program. As much information as you can in the first meeting. The more complete an application is, the more easily it can move through the approval process.
So it's just giving us a description of why the interview process is important. That's just because, we want to make sure that we are conducting the interview with the customer to see if they are eligible for benefits.
Quality workers' job.
Next, we're going to review the worker schedule page. So once you log into your C4 management website, you're going to go to Tools and then Worker Scheduled. And then I would recommend doing this on a daily base, or if you're going to be doing it on a weekly base, it's probably beneficial to actually have this page printed out so you can keep track of all of your interviews. Usually your Microsoft Outlook should already have your scheduled appointments link, so you should be notified 15 minutes beforehand your appointment. Um, if that's not set up, please get with your supervisor in order to see how you can get that set up. But just review your interview appointments, dates and times to make sure that you don't have any duplicate appointments and that you're calling your customer on time. Next, we have for conducting interview. So these are just kind of some steps that you should do before your interview process. These are very important. So it's kind of important when once you receive your application, you want to just thoroughly review it. Just jot down some notes that you see on the application that may seem questionable or something that you need to ask. So just review the application, and then before the interview, at least you're very prepared on kind of what the scenario is going on with the customer, and you're able to clarify any discrepancies. Next, you want to just review any journals in the C4 pages, just because there might be some information previous workers might have noted, or just previous case actions. You kind of just want to have a great idea of what's going on with the case, especially if there's previous case information. It's going to help you make the case go the interview process go a lot smoother. And then you want to make sure that when you're reviewing the application, that the phone number on the application matches what's on the C4 system. Just because when we are calling the customer, we want to make sure that we're calling the customer with the correct number. Same thing for the address. Since we are sending out an appointment letter to the customer, you want to make sure that the address is on the application is actually correct in C4. So then when they receive their appointment letter, there wouldn't be any issues. And then finally, it's a great idea just to review the meds, which is the state system. And this is very important because you want to just make sure that the customer is not already being aided on another case, or if they have income from like unemployment, Social Security, SSI, SSP. And then, so after you're done completing your interview with the customer, these are just a few steps that you should be doing after you're done conducting that interview. So the first thing is you want to make sure as soon as you're done with the customer's phone call that you update your customer schedule page. This is very important because it's going to show if the interview was completed or if the customer missed their appointment. Next, you want to make sure that you're reviewing all electronic sources available to you. So the Perceptive content, which is where you can review all previous documents that have been on file for the case. You will be able to see like the customer's driver's license, birth certificate, any information that's been previously imaged to the customer's case. Next, you want to make sure that you're reviewing meds, which is the state system, because you want to make sure you're reviewing all the pages within meds to ensure that the customer is not being aided in any other county or in any other cases. And then we want to review the worker number. So the worker number is very important because if the customer reports that they're employed, maybe we're able to find that income already in the system. So that's saving the customer time to having to provide those verifications. So it's very important to use all electronic sources available to you. So when you are requesting out verifications, it'll be a lot easier for the customer if we can already provide those verifications on our end. Next, you want to make sure that after you're done with the clarifications of the interview, and then if there's any discrepancies, that you're just journaling everything that was conducted during the interview and then post that online. Next, you want to set up any task for verification requests or any of our Eves report. This is very important, especially for the Eves report, because the Eves is going to tell us if the customer has an employment, any previous employment, and if they receive Social Security, at least we're able to see those income on there as well. Next, you want to kind of send out your CW 2200, which is going to be the verification request. On this request, it's going to properly inform the customer what verifications are required, and this is needed to get sent out the day the interview is completed because you want to make sure that you're doing this in a timely manner since you only have 30 days to process the case. Next, you want to go ahead and update and just review all of the pages in C4 to make sure everything matches. And a really great tip for this is whenever you are done with your journal, just make sure your journal matches C4. And at least that's kind of giving you a great tool to make sure that everything's entered into C4 correctly. Next, we have here is our interview guide. In this interview guide, we will go ahead and attach this out at the end of the presentation in an email. So if you guys want to print this out, you're more than welcome to do so. In this, you can just briefly write down the information that is being conducted or being told in the interview. So instead of having to go back and forth with all your notes, you can have one sheet of paper and then just write everything down. So it'll be a lot easier and a faster process. But thank you guys very much for listening. And if you guys have any questions, please leave them below in the comment section. And I hope you guys have a great week.